Well, hello again everyone. There's me and Kobe, and we're in the room that's going to have the new floor put down. So there's the new floor, all of it, big pile of it. Look at the hallway, it looks like a bomb site. Oh yeah, look at this lovely cupboard my friend did for me. Look at that, isn't that nice? That's an old rubbish bit of furniture, and she did this for me. And I asked her to put birds and butterflies on it for me, which she did. Isn't that nice? And she did a little mirror as well. So I used to do this, and so once I get my flat straight, there's the hotel room, then I'll start doing my bits again. Right, so we're in this room. As you can see, I've piled it all up on there. It's killed me. And oh yeah, look, I've got this unit. I found it in the rubbish downstairs, where people are not supposed to dump their rubbish, but they're still dumping it. And it's an old-fashioned 1980s for a stereo unit, and the top lifts up on it as well. So that shelf there's two of them there, but one can come up higher. So you put your record player in the top, and then it's a stack system, you know, where you put your amp and your mixer and whatever. So I'm going to rub it all down, paint it, and do the same as what my friend did to that cabinet. This is my practice run. And also in the dump, I found this a while ago. I think I've shown it to you before. There's a bit of it missing down there, but I've got the bit. Just needs gluing back on. But look at that, I found that lovely mirror. This is metal, this bit. You can see it from the back. But it's heavy, but isn't that lovely? It's like beveled edge as well. Look at that, dumped downstairs. It killed me dragging it up. I've had it a few months now. Right, as you can see, I just emptied the fridge out, which is at the front at the moment, defrosting. I've got to take all this unit out. It's a classic Stag furniture, which was a well-known English company back in the 60s. Very modern in the 60s, this was. And anyway, what I'm showing you before I rip it all up, because most of it's down there under the bag, and I've cleared most of it out of the way for the floor to go down. I've got to move this over to next to the bed, and I'll do this part of the floor first. So what I'm showing you is a few years back, and it was a few years back as well. It must have been it must have been, how many years? 7 years. I was not very wealthy at that time, because didn't have much work coming in, was going through divorces and drama. Anyway, long story short, there was a carpet in this room, and it was all filthy dirty because the person that was staying here was working on a building site and didn't respect it. And then he dropped something on it and it just stank. I tried cleaning it, it stank. So anyway, I took the carpet up and threw it out, scrubbed the floor, and I was going to get some cheap carpet. And I went down to the carpet place, but it was expensive for what money I had at the time. But in the skip outside, I found some sample books of lino. I found about 8 sample books. So I went in, asked if I could have them. He said, yeah, of course you can, empty our skip out. So I took the sample books and I brought them home. I bought some cheap PVA glue. Wasn't the right glue to put them down with, really, but they stayed down all these years. And I cut them into tiles, and I tiled the floor. Look at my lovely doggy. He's so beautiful. And so if you're skint ever and you want to do some flooring, yeah, look, there you go. All you need is the glue. If I'd have put them down with that spray glue, they'd have gone down solid, but I didn't have the money for the spray glue at the time. So, yeah, I thought I'd show you before I rip them all up. Well, you don't have to rip them hard, because they're not down that hard. But, yeah, look, they've stayed there all that time. Well, it's only a bedroom, so hasn't had loads of traffic since Martin left. Right, so I've got to move this. That's going over there until I decide whether I'm going to keep it or get rid of it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Everything else is piled up there, which is bedside cabinet, bookshelf and a chair. And I'm not going to decorate the whole room. I'm going to put the floor down and then see where we go from there. Because I think when I painted this room, I made the colour up myself by mixing paints. And I think I've got some in a jar on the balcony, in a cupboard. So yeah, that's all got to come down now. And move it over there. And take the rest of these floor things up. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Ain't it, Cope? Is it? And Kobe, as you can see, constantly gets in my way. As soon as I start trying to do something, he lays right in front of me. Because he likes to have attention all the time, don't you? And he's been out for a walk with his new doggy walker today, didn't you, Cope? And he had a nice long walk. He's got a new doggy walker. He's got 2 doggy walkers now. It's a Turkish chap called Hikmet. He's in his, I think, late 50s, maybe early 60s. But he says misses these old dogs. Always had a dog as a kid in Turkey. And he's talking to me now. Cope! Oh. So, I'm talking. Don't interrupt. Don't be rude. I'm talking. He has to have the last word in. Typical kid. Yeah. Got to take these tiles up. I'll throw these ones away. Cope. Enough. No, this is Kobe. Oh yeah, another thing I need to tell you is I bumped into a lady a couple of days ago. It's been a bit of a rainy day. Luckily enough, it wasn't raining when Kobe went for a walk. But it's really hot. It's raining, but it's really hot. So there's London. And yeah, I bumped into a lady, Dion, and she said, "Oh, does your dog come from blah blah blah?" And I said, "Yes." So she said, "Oh my gosh," she said, "I thought it looked directly like my dog because I've got the brother." And she showed me a picture on her phone, and her dog's called Jewel, and she said it's absolutely fantastic with the kids and everything else. She lives just around the corner, and it looks identical to Kobe except for the white bit on his face. Jewel doesn't have the white bit on his face, but everything else about him identical to Kobe. And what a nice lady. So we're going to have a meet up, and she's going to do some videos for me so that I can share them on YouTube. So I'm feeling really tired now. I've been going since 5 o'clock this morning, rest this night. So I've got this far. I've dragged the fridge outside and put all that up there. I just don't have the energy to do it nowadays. Like it took me ages to do that. Nearly killed me. So I've just got to disconnect this. I don't know if it's going to just pull out. It might do. No, I think I connected it all up. So anyway, better get on with it, better I? See how far we get today. Oh yeah, this cupboard, I built that a few years ago. I got the mirrors for nothing actually, because one of them was damaged at the bottom. So I put that plastic thing across the bottom. I got the mirrors for nothing. Just had to go and pick them up. And I built the cupboard a long while ago. I used to have a semi-double bed in there. I loved it. This used to be my office. And I used to have a base that I built there. And then on top a nice memory foam mattress, which was not as wide as a double, but not as skinny as a single. And I've seriously thought about turning this room back into an office room. Because when I first moved here many years ago, this used to be my office room. So all of the stuff, the paperwork and everything else, you know what it's like. Well, I don't know if you know what it's like, but... You know, you end up with tons of paperwork, especially when I was working. And then I do writing. I don't know if you know that, but I write children's books and I write poems and I write stories and I do a lot of writing. And when I'm in the front room all the time, I'm not very productive because there's too many other things in there to distract me that need doing. But when I come into this room, when it was an office room, I'm on my own in here, so I tend to concentrate more on what it is that I'm doing. So I'm seriously thinking about turning this back into an office room. That's what I'm thinking about doing. You know, a bit of sanity room. A sanity room, that's what I'll call it, a sanity room. But let's see how it goes once it's all the floor's down. So anyway, love you lots. Love yourselves more. Cobe, say goodbye. Cobe. Bye.